from the South Point studio. The perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yeah. I am beautiful.
And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
When I look at the clock, I go, ah! Ah! Oh!
Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with exciting action Saturday and Sunday nights. The trials to the Ed Burke Million Futurity are set for Sunday night, May 26th. Impressive debut winners, Norco, Wire Fraud, and Big Hurt are among the young standouts to watch in the trials. Plus, night racing's best bets. The early Pick 4 had a big pool on May 5th. And check out the late Pick 4 pool on May 12th. Plus our Pick 6 promo. Great weekends of action, always at Los Alamitos.
Who is there for heroes or the families left behind when a service member or first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless veterans? And who helps our nation to never forget 9/11? Let me tell you who. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The Foundation's Gold Star, Fallen First Responder, Smart Home, and Homeless Veteran programs comprise their In the Line of Duty programs. They're all dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes and their families. The Foundation's Never Forget programs engage people in 9/11 remembrance across America. Over 80 runs, walks, and climbs a year, dozens of golf outings, and the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is educating kids in kindergarten through 12th grade to help our nation keep its vow to never forget. More than 95 cents of every dollar you donate to Tunnel to Towers goes to its programs. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program on this Friday as we ramp up and begin the big 4-day Memorial Day holiday weekend. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Memorial Day Monday. We welcome you to the show. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Studios streaming network at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex, right on Las Vegas Boulevard here in Las Vegas, your gaming capital. We welcome you to the show. We hope you're watching us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, punch in South Point Studios, and you'll get us in the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. And we welcome everybody else who listens to us and watches us on the many different platforms that we have delivering to you. You know, that technology is great. We've got, of course, the YouTube streaming network, and we've got our local radio station here in town, our host anchor station for the race day shows, Sports Talk 1400 AM here and 107.1 FM as well. And then, of course, all of our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. iPhone, Android, got that covered too with the KSHP app that you can hear us and the YouTube app that you can watch and listen to us on your iPhones or your Androids. And, of course, anywhere else you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show as we ramp up for a huge holiday weekend here in Las Vegas. I can tell you this, town's going to be crowded. We got between 340 and 350,000 people that are going to enjoy the 3-day weekend here in Las Vegas, and it's going to be typical Memorial Day weekend type weather here in Las Vegas. Right now outside today, it's 73 degrees, going to get up to 93 today, and then that's going to be the parameters throughout the entire weekend. It's going to be low 70s overnight and the mid to high 90s in the daytime, so there'll be plenty of time to get in pool time as well here in Las Vegas. And substantially no winds. So just a little breeze here and there, but no winds. And that's how the weather is going to be here in Las Vegas. I want to remind everybody for a couple of things if you think about coming up. First of all, the town's going to be crowded. You know that. But here at the South Point Complex, which is a little bit down the road from the center of the Strip, it's on Las Vegas Boulevard. But they got great rooms. I mean, beautiful rooms here. Big footprint as far as the casino and all that. And they got all the amenities. They got movie theaters, bowling alleys, showrooms, etc. Even a buffet. They have a buffet here at the South Point. So especially for you players out there, the race and sports book are separated. An individual big race book, expansive race book here. And of course, a nice big sports book as well. It's separated, not long. You can walk from one to the other, but they are separated, so the race players can have their due and the sports players as well live in harmony together, so to speak. It's all here at the South Point. So if you're thinking about coming to Vegas, drop into the South Point. It's just enough away from mid-strip to where the traffic won't be bad. Plenty of parking here as well. South Point is the place to be if you want to enjoy your Memorial Day holiday here in Las Vegas. And, of course, we got a lot of racing going on. Tomorrow we're going to have an abundance of stakes races, most of them 5 stakes races at Santa Anita. The Calbred, the California Gold Rush, the Gold Rush stakes are tomorrow, Calbreds. Aqueduct has a really nice grade 2. And Monmouth Park and, of course, Churchill Downs, they'll have stakes, and so will Gulfstream Park. So we're going to have stakes races all through the weekend. And, of course, Monday, Memorial Day, when we will have a race day show, a special Race Day Las Vegas show. The holiday show will be on Monday, Memorial Day, coming up on Monday at our usual start time at 7 a.m. So wherever you're watching or listening to us right now, we'll be here on Monday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time to start out the big Memorial Day. And, of course, our celebration and our honoring. It is a memorial for all of the great folks who gave their lives in defending this country over the decades that we've been a union, so to speak. So, and of course, in New York, as we all were talking about the other day, in New York, they have Fleet Week. So all of the military and the Navy, especially Fleet Week in New York, it's a very special time, that's for sure. Looking ahead to some news, Just Steele, you remember he had a condylar fracture in the Preakness Stakes. He went through his surgery fine. Just Steele went through his surgery fine. He'll be okay. Christophe Clement. Here we go again, folks. Got a 7-day suspension. It starts on Thursday from HISA for a positive test. The HISA welfare unit tagged him for a positive test and on his horse Missoula, a 3-year-old filly, that this particular drug, they say, is a sedative, when the horse finished second in a Gulfstream maiden race back in March 3rd. And now he got the 7 days plus a $1,000 fine for this. And when Christopher Clement was asked about it, he said, look, it could be a mistake or it could be contamination, but he's going to go ahead and take the penalty, and that's it. So Christophe Clement now got tagged for a violation in medication as well. And this continues to go on with HISA. I'm sure that Jonathan Nardoon will have something to say about that, that's for sure. Of course, as you know, Golden Gate usually runs on Fridays, but they canceled today. Last week, they had already canceled Fridays. So unless they get enough entries on Fridays, they simply won't be running on Fridays anymore as they wind down in June to the end of Golden Gate. And they didn't have enough entries today, so they won't be running at Golden Gate today. And as far as Northern California horse racing is concerned, we understand that Pleasanton got a 9-week meet that they're working on, and they got just a couple of final things to go before they'll get approved for that. It'll be a Friday through Sunday racing schedule, 9 weeks from October 19th to December 15th, if that goes through. So there is a little glimmer of hope there in Northern California for racing there, but no Golden Gate today. Of course, they'll be back tomorrow and Sunday, and possibly a Monday card as well. As far as Monday, there'll be a lot of racetracks that don't normally run on Mondays that will for the holiday. Okay? All of that being said, we've got our handicappers, Jonathan Hardoon, standing by, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J. Weather is fine here. Taking a look at the weather real quick around the country, it looks like it's going to be pretty good today. You got 88 degrees in Miami. Let's see. Wow, San Antonio, 98 degrees. Brownsville, Texas, way at the tip down there between Mexico, on the border of Mexico and Texas, 99 degrees. So we got some heat running through the country, that's for sure. Los Angeles, 66 degrees. So it'll be kind of really almost perfect weather for racing at Santa Anita today as well. So without any further ado, I think we'll go to our first break. And when we come back, we'll start what we usually do on the Race Day Show, talking to the handicappers, looking for horses for you, and setting up the day with your racing menu. So don't go away. We will be right back on this Race Day Show for Friday.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Looking ahead on this Friday as we ramp through the big Memorial Day weekend. Looks like the weather's going to be fine. As far as today's concerned, most of any action is going on way north on the border of Canada and right in the Midwest and northern part there. Nothing really serious around the country. Finally, look like we're going to have great racing weather going on at Gulfstream Park and at Aqueduct. But I got to tell you one thing right now. There was a front that went through yesterday at Churchill Downs, and you know they had a 2 o'clock Pacific time post time, twilight post time there. They ran the first 4 races at Churchill, and then they had to take a weather delay because there was some lightning and rain in the area. Then they managed to squeeze in the 5th race, and then they had another weather delay before they ran the 6th race. They did finally get in all 8 races at Churchill Downs, but they wound up running the races. The last race went real late. And as far as the racing yesterday at Churchill, Jose Ortiz had 3 of the first 4 winners. He won 3 of the first 4 races. And, of course, Rich Eng gave us a winner in the second race. Steve Asmussen trained and Keith Asmussen ridden winner. Curlin's in charge. A $5 winner there from Richie yesterday at Churchill Downs. Really, a lot of the highest priced winner of the day was 13 and change. Then he had a 10 and change and a 9 and change, and everything was really, really the favorites there yesterday at Churchill Downs. Okay, time to get started with the racing menu for today. Here's the menu of racetracks available today in the racebook, simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. Reminding you that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're listening here in Las Vegas, these will be the first post times that roll out on our racebooks today. We are in the Pacific time zone. If you're listening anywhere else on all of the different platforms we have, and you're in another time zone, adjust to the Pacific time zone. The first post time that we broadcast on the show are that of the Pacific time zone. Adjust so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Adjust to the post time if you're not in it. All right, here we go. Belterra Park is first up. Belterra Park has 8 races. Their first post time is 9:15. We go to Pimlico. Now, you remember last week, Pimlico, the Preakness and all that, and the big crowds and the big money and all that stuff there? Well, they haven't run at Pimlico since last weekend. Today, they start with an 8-race card at 9:25, and they got the huge carryovers in the Super High 5 and the Pick 6 jackpot. Super High 5 carryover, $258,786 in a Super High 5 carryover at Pimlico. This is not a jackpot, just a Super High 5 carryover. The Pick 6 jackpot carryover, now that's a jackpot, Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $315,625. 2 huge carryovers today at Pimlico. Good old Hilltop there. 8 races and the first post time of 9:25 at Pimlico Racecourse today. Churchill Downs, they'll start early today from a very late closing yesterday. Churchill Downs has 9 races today. Their first post time is 9:45. 9:45 at Churchill Downs today for 9 races. Gulfstream Park, 9 races there as well. They have a Pick 6 Rainbow Jackpot carryover, $160,232. $160,232 in their carryover in their Pick 6 jackpot. 9 races, first post time is 9:55 at Gulfstream. Then we go to the Big A, Belmont at Aqueduct, where they tell us it is mostly sunny and 76 degrees by post time. The track is labeled fast. The turf courses are labeled good. Both the outer and inner turf courses are labeled good. But here's the deal. They are taking the first and fourth races off the turf today at Aqueduct. First race that was scheduled for the outer turf course is now on the main track at the corresponding distance of 5.5 furlongs. The fourth race that was scheduled at 1 3/8 on the inner turf course is now transferred to the main track. Distance has been changed to 1.25 miles. So the fourth race now 1.25 miles on the main track. However, the 7th race that was scheduled for the inner turf course and the 9th race that was scheduled for the outer turf course are still on the turf courses. Aqueduct's first post time is 10:05 in the first race at Belmont at Aqueduct today. All right, then we go to Woodbine Racecourse. Of course, that's north of the border. Woodbine has a Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $81,585. 8 races at Woodbine today. First post time is at 10:10. Santa Anita kicks in, and they got 4 days now coming at Santa Anita. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, and a special Monday card with the big California Gold Rush tomorrow and a whole lot of great stakes races Saturday and Sunday as well. Santa Anita has 9 races today, no stakes race, but they have 9 races today at Santa Anita and a first post time of 1 o'clock this afternoon at Santa Anita. Penn National has 7 races. Penn National's start time, first post time at Penn National is set at 2:45 at Penn National today. Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $2,504 at Penn National today. Then you go to Evangeline Downs. They have 9 races. Their first post time is at 3:30. We go then next to Charlestown. Charlestown has 8 races. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $7,589. First post time at Charlestown is at 4 p.m., as well as Prairie Meadows. Prairie Meadows, first post time for 7 races is also at 4 p.m. today. They have a Super High 5 jackpot carryover of $8,802 today at Prairie Meadows. So there you have it. There it is, your Friday racing menu, and they're really going to kick it up. There'll be a lot of racetracks running over the weekend and a lot of great stakes races as well to celebrate Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start, I guess, of summertime 2024. Jonathan Hardoon, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
Good. Is it getting warm there?
It's actually a beautiful day. It's going to be 85 degrees, but they did take 2 races off the grass because of the rain they had yesterday. But today's beautiful, and it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. By the way, Ralph, you never touched on the results from yesterday. They had the 2 big carryovers at Horseshoe, Indianapolis.
Yeah, what happened there?
The late pick 5 with the carryover paid $23,000.
Wow.
The pick 4, believe it or not, if you came up with a $7 horse in the first leg, you got $23,000 for the pick 5.
Oh my!
The pick 4 only paid $6,100. So if you found a $7 horse the race before, you were rewarded with a $17,000 bigger payoff. So it shows you how much better the pick 5 play is than the pick 4 is.
Yeah, I know a friend of mine who is he started charting, and even in Southern California, anywhere really, he started charting the pick 5s against the pick 4s over the same races. Okay, the last 4 races, the same individual races. The pick 5 is only one more, and of course, as you say, is the first one. That the discrepancy in the payoffs, and they're all 50-cent base bets. The discrepancy in the payoffs got so much that he said, no matter what happens, when I build my ticket, I hit the all button in the first race of the pick 5 because I want to be in that pool that has the bigger payoffs. And it's worked out for him.
Well, it makes sense, and it's also a much lower takeout. The pick 5 is usually either anywhere from 12 to 15% takeout, where the pick 4 is much higher. It's, could be as high as 20% or higher. So right off the bat, you're better off with the pick 5 anyway, as far as takeout is concerned. But yesterday, again, for the second or co-second choice in the race, you got $17,000 more.
Is that amazing?
On the same ticket.
Wow, that is crazy, man. You don't get that. You don't get that sweet spot a lot. I can tell you that. That's for sure.
No.
But when you get it, you got to take advantage of it. That's for sure. Hopefully, they did over at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Couple of things happening in New York. First of all, I want to go to the Christophe Clement suspension. It seems like he is really not fighting it that much. He said, look, it could have been a mistake at our barn with the veterinarian administering the drugs. He said it could be a mistake, but it also could be contamination. And I think that, he's just going to take the 7 days and the $1,000 fine.
Well, it's minimal. It's $1,000 fine. It's not like some of these other suspensions where they're giving you 2 years and telling you to pack up and move out. Close your business down.
Yeah.
So I don't know what defies what punishment for what penalty. What penalty for what punishment. I don't know. Everything seems to be different, but he's smart. Pay the $1,000, take the 7 days, and move on.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight with these people because you're not going to win. Most of the time anyway. I mean, sometimes obviously you win. Not only that, he's a high-profile trainer. Who needs the publicity? Pay the fine and move on.
And I'm almost of the opinion that when you get a fine from HISA, if you don't fight it, if you cooperate and say, yeah, it could be this or that, maybe they go easier on you. I don't know.
Yeah, make nice and they make it go away, I guess. Who knows? They don't want to be, they don't want to be challenged at every turn they take. But guess what? When you're suspended for 2 years and they want to take away your license, you have no choice but to fight. You're fighting for your life.
Yeah, you're fighting for your livelihood. That's right. That's for sure there. So we'll wait and see about that. All right, look, we got the big Belmont Festival coming up at Saratoga, Thursday the 6th, Friday the 7th. Saturday the 8th, of course, that's Belmont Stakes Day, and Sunday the 9th. This is in June, and it's coming up, and a lot of people say they moved it up to Saratoga and the festival and all that, and now I get people who are telling me they're getting gouged to the 10th degree there with the prices on everything, and now they have one more thing that could drive horse players crazy, because you remember one thing about horse players. Horse players are 90% cash people, because that's what they do to make their bets. They come to the track with cash, they make their bets. Now tell us what they're doing at Saratoga. I mean, I almost was floored when you told me.
They keep taking a shovel and throwing another pile of dirt on. They just want you to really stay away. They've lost their minds, Ralph. There's no more cash. They're not taking cash for parking, for admission, to buy programs, to buy any food. All on credit cards, no cash. The only cash they will take at the track is if you go to the window to make a bet. That's the only place they're taking cash. No more cash is welcome. So think about that. I mean, like you said, most gamblers deal with cash majority of the time, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You hit a race, you want to go buy a round of drinks for people, whatever you want to do.
Sure.
No more cash. Everything is on credit card. Could you imagine the line they're going to have paying for parking, going in, taking people's credit cards and swiping them?
Yeah, that to me doesn't. I mean, it's going to back up everything. I mean, even at the concession stands.
Admission window to go into the track.
Yeah, crazy. Now I know. Now I will say this: I know some sporting events now. They're taking the same thing, credit cards. I think, for example, here at the Allegiant Stadium, when you go to the concession stands, etc., I believe that they're taking credit cards. I'm not sure if it's only credit cards. You might be able to pay cash, but whatever. But that is the trend. The trend is going now. Either get your debit card or your credit card ready because they just don't want to handle cash money anymore. And that's kind of the look of the future, digital, But when you do that at a racetrack and the racing fans, I mean, they come to the track to bet money. And they got money. And like you said, everything is natural there. I don't remember anybody ever at the racetrack when I was going to the races that said, hey, yeah, we want to race. Let me go buy us a round of drinks, go to the bar and hand them a credit card. It's going to be
and Nara's excuses. Well, they're doing it at all sporting events. They're doing it at Yankee Stadium and Citi Field.
Yep.
Well, but this is a racetrack. I guess it's somewhat of a sporting event, maybe. But the people that are there aren't. They're there to play the horses. That's what they're there for. So
yeah, I agree. I agree in the fact that it is the sporting event places are going to that. But this is a different type of sporting venue, where you're using cash for the basic principle why you're there, to play and bet the races, and when you win, you expect to go to the window and get cash back. I mean, that's just the way it is at a racetrack, and not so in a sporting event. Even if at the sporting event, if you were betting on the particular sport or the team, you did that before you got to the facility, and you probably did it with cash too. Of course, they have, they got their phone apps now, but they could bet halftime and all that. But in general, it's going to be I'd say it's going to be some sort of a culture shock to a lot of people. And if they don't publicize it enough, there's going to be a lot of guys going to the racetrack who have no idea that they should have brought a credit card.
I hope this isn't a test run for the big meet, the Saratoga meet, where they're just going to try this out on, an experiment for these 4 days. And if they do, I hope it's a total failure, because I don't want this. I don't think anybody wants it. You want to pay with a credit card? Fine, give them a choice. But people, the racetrack is cash. So who are we fooling?
Yeah. Well, I will say two things. One, I bet you it's a trial for the big meet. It's coming because they started it. And secondly, you get used to it because I think it's coming. That's the wave of the future. With their, you might someday you might not have any cash in your pocket at all. But in any case, for right now, we're accepting cash at the windows here at the South Point. All right. No news of any of the Belmont horses. Everybody seems to be doing fine and getting ready for their final workouts for the Belmont Stakes. That's always good news. And now we got to get some horses from you, buddy.
Yeah, we certainly got to make up for yesterday's disaster, and I mean disaster, Ralph. We're going to look at two races. One at Belmont. 9th race today, 6 furlongs on the outer turf course, and I like the number 7 horse in here, So Lib. 5-year-old man makes her first start for trainer Tom Morley. He claimed this horse out of her last race. She has races last year on the turf that are good enough. She's better now than she was then. She's listed at 10-1 on the morning line.
Ooh,
I like number 7. So Lib to win today's 9th and final out at Belmont at Aqueduct.
Well, to be fair and balanced, we often say that our handicappers give us live horses, even though some of them don't win, but they're live horses. But yesterday, those horses were not live.
They weren't live. They were dead as a doornail.
I'm telling you, I think they would have, well, whatever. But yeah, bringing up the rear would be a good.
I tell the truth, Ralph.
Yeah.
When I stink, and when I don't, I'm telling you. So
well, I'll tell you what.
Was horrible.
You can make up for it with a 10-1 shot today in the 9th race at Aqueduct. 9th race, Solib, the 7 Solib in the 9th race at Belmont at Aqueduct, by the way. Mr. Jonathan said it right, Belmont. Okay, now we go to where next?
We're going to go to Gulfstream. I don't do Gulfstream, but somebody called me and asked me if I could do a race for them because they had a horse in another race. So, yeah, I did it, and I found a gem there, so I might as well share it with everybody. And it comes in the 7th race today, 1.70 on Tapeta, and I love the number 3 horse in here, Confer. This is a 4-year-old filly from the Laura Cazares barn. Jose Ferreira board to ride. This horse has races on Tapeta that blow this field away. She's listed at 10-1 on the morning line. Number 3, Confer, runs a big one in today's 7th race out at Gulfstream Park.
All right, 7th race at Gulfstream. You really like number 3, Confer, the 3 in the 7th race at Gulfstream. Jonathan, when you say that you were doing a race for a client or whatever, and then you found this horse and it jumped out at you, what was the element of your formula of handicapping? You said, "Wow, look at this."
Well, I wanted to play pick 3s or late pick 5, to be honest with you, around his horse. So I started to handicap the other races, and here I found a horse that's run well on synthetic in the past, and the horse is really in top form now. So why not take advantage of it?
Well, I know there's confidentiality going on with your client, but I would, people be tarn feathering me if I didn't ask what was the horse that he was looking for.
I don't
if you
think
don't,
it's right.
you don't have to say, but I had to ask the question.
Yeah, okay. He wanted to know if Fly the W, who is in the race before, was beatable because he had a horse in that race running against him. The horse that he has is not Fly the W, but he was in the.
I see.
The horse is going to be 3-5. I said he looked very tough to beat.
Now Fly the W is in the 5th race. You gave us the 7th. It's in the 5th race, and you believe that in advising him for his horse trying to beat this horse, that you thought Fly the W would be 3-5 and hard to beat. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the truth. You got the whole story.
I got the skinny from you, man. All right. Well,
I give it all up, Ralph. I'm extremely transparent. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's the way it is.
Well, just keep your clothes on, though. We don't want too much transparency here. That's for sure. Hey, thanks a lot, my man. We will talk
tomorrow.
To you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I wanted to get to the Pennine Ridge, which is going to be a hell of a race at Aqueduct, Belmont at Aqueduct. But we'll save that for tomorrow. And
by the way, Santa Anita has a terrific betting card tomorrow.
The Gold Rush going to come up good, including the Chosen Brawn. Back down.
Yeah, and guess what? He is beatable tomorrow.
Oh, what a tease you just gave us there. Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right. Well, he's learning TV. He's giving us a tease for tomorrow. Anyhow, we're going to take our break. When we come back, Rich Yang standing by. Don't go away.
Who is there for heroes or the families left behind when a service member or first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless veterans? And who helps our nation to never forget 9/11? Let me tell you who. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The Foundation's Gold Star, Fallen First Responder, Smart Home, and Homeless Veteran programs comprise their In the Line of Duty programs. They're all dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes and their families. The Foundation's Never Forget programs engage people in 9/11 remembrance across America. Over 80 runs, walks, and climbs a year, dozens of golf outings, and the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is educating kids in kindergarten through 12th grade to help our nation keep its vow to never forget. More than 95 cents of every dollar you donate to Tunnel to Towers goes to its programs. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday. We have just been informed by the folks there at Gulfstream Park, that all of this hullabaloo about this horse Confer is going to be put on the side burner. The horse got scratched. So in that race, in the 7th race, the 3 Confer is scratched. However, back in the 5th race, the horse that started this all, that 3-5 favorite, is still running. We'll see if we can get a hold of Jonathan and see if we can get another horse before the show is over. But Confer is scratched. Now we go to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers.
That's right. I know that Boston won last night, right?
Yeah, Boston won, and the key fact to take out of that game was that the Pacers' best player, Tyrese Halliburton, left the game in the third quarter with a hamstring injury, and if he doesn't play the rest of the series, quite frankly, Ralph, the series is over.
All right. Well, you'll keep an eye on all of that stuff for us. That's for sure. Richie, you gave us a winner yesterday. Got bet down, but a winner's a winner. And a nice $5 winner yesterday at Churchill Downs. Boy, did they have a tough time getting through the card there with the weather coming through there, huh?
Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of monitoring that. I had it on my office TV. And, the thing I wanted to talk about, the horse that won for us on the race day show in Curlin's in Charge. He was a stalker closer type, Ralph. And when they broke from the gate, Keith Asmussen, whether he wanted to or not, ended up on the lead. And that's really a dangerous angle. When you're watching a race and you see a closer who's on the lead, that's usually a good sign, because then when they get to the top of the stretch, they can usually kick in. Their running style suggests that they've got some energy for the stretch run, and he just pulled away late. So that actually worked out pretty good for us.
Well, and his father, Steve Asmussen, always has horses ready to run, and that combination, the father-son combination, is coming up real good. They're a potent pair right now, that's for sure. And the thing about the Asmussen clan is all of them, and we remember Steve's brother, that went to England because they're rather
Cash Asmussen.
Cash, yeah, they're rather large people. And it's hard to keep the weight down to where you have to ride at the riding weight, and we hope that Keith can manage that as well, because he's a good horseman.
Yeah, I had mentioned over the winter, Ralph, when Keith Asmussen was getting started, his riding style, it reminds me so much of his uncle Cash, because they're both really tall, they're really skinny, and real quiet on a horse, good finishers, but I'm real concerned too about the longevity of his career. He might mirror what happened to Aidan O'Brien's kid, Joseph O'Brien, who rode for a while for the stable, but he just got too big, and then he ended up becoming a trainer, and he's done a very nice job as a trainer on his own. Joseph O'Brien, probably Keith Asmussen, probably has a parallel line in his future once he gets too big to ride. He's got the right mentor to become a good trainer in his own right.
Well, we do know one thing. That is a family tree, as the O'Briens are, where they're just good horsemen. No matter what they do, they know what to do around horses, and they're just good. They have the talent, the instinct, and all that. So whether they're, training the horse or on the back of the horse riding, they're just good horsemen. So they'll, wherever they land in the pecking order, or wherever they land as far as the job in horse racing, they'll be fine.
Yeah, and if I could go on a tangent, I heard you and Jonathan talking about Saratoga meet going cashless, and it kind of reminded me. I know last year I went to SoFi Stadium to see a Chargers game with my brother, and that was the same thing. We went into park; they wouldn't accept cash. You went to buy a beer; they wouldn't accept cash. Everything had to be either a debit or a credit card. So whether we like it or not, as horse players, unfortunately, this is something that's going to happen more and more, not only in horse racing, but in society, a cashless society.
It's coming, that's for sure. But as long as people, racing fans and racing in general, they're very hard to change. They don't like change at all. And if it's coming and it's going to be that way, at least, kind of spoon feed us to us. Don't surprise us with this stuff. So I'm waiting to see how it works out there on the weekend coming up for the Belmont Stakes up there. But it's coming. No doubt about it. It's coming. That's for sure. All right. Well, we want to remind everybody, Richie, that you do have a sheet for Santa Anita today covering all the races at Santa Anita, and it's at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. And we're going to parlay that $5 winner to a horse you give us today.
Yeah, and just a reminder, Monday's Memorial Day. Myself and Jonathan and Jerry, all of us will have product on Monday, too, for that holiday racing card.
You'll have product, and you'll be here with us as well. That's for sure. Yeah,
Yep,
we're working on
absolutely.
Monday. We're working on Memorial Day for the racing fans. That's for sure.
Okay, well, good week so far. 2 for 2
Yeah.
winners. Let's see if we can have an unbeaten streak during the week. That would be kind of fun. Let's go to Santa Anita Race 9. The closing card is 6.5 furlong turf sprint. It's not down the hill. It's the straightaway sprint. And we'll go with the number 2, Uncle Reg. This horse just got claimed last time out by Richie Baltus. Umberto Rispoli back to ride. Richie Baltus is building a success story, Ralph. You know, he got the 1-year suspension from HISA, and he took his medicine, and he's slowly but surely rebuilding his business, and he's claiming horses like this, who I think have some upside to him. So let's go with number 2, Uncle Reg, race 9, Santa Anita.
All right, 9th race, Santa Anita, number 2, Uncle Reg with Richie's pick. We're going to get a hat trick of winners from you, Richie. We're sitting on 2. We're going to get 3 today. In the 9th and final race, number 2, Uncle Reg. And for the rest, get Richie's full selections for today at Santa Anita at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. And Richie, any thoughts about any sporting event? How are we doing with the NBA?
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I need the Timberwolves because that's my future book bet. So they lost game 1. Real controversial call at the end of the game where they nullified a dunk by Towns, calling it offensive goaltending. Right. But this is almost a do or die type of situation for Minnesota. Hard to win to lose 2 games at home and then try to win all those games on the road in Dallas. So this is a must game for the Timberwolves.
All right, so you're going to be rooting for the Timberwolves. Okay, you got it, my man. We will talk to you tomorrow, and I'll just get the Timberwolves home. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, when we come back, our closing act, you know what it is. John and Jerry. John Lindo's up next from Southern California, getting ready for a really great betting card tomorrow at Santa Anita, and you can still use cash there. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with exciting action Saturday and Sunday nights. The trials to the Edberg Million Futurity are set for Sunday night, May 26th. Impressive debut winners, Norco, Wire Fraud, and Big Hurt are among the young standouts to watch in the trials. Plus, night racing's best bets. The early Pick 4 had a big pool on May 5th. And check out the late Pick 4 pool on May 12th. Plus our Pick 6 promo. Great weekends of action, always at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday, kicking it off for the big Memorial Day weekend. Remember, we'll be here on a special Memorial Day Monday Race Day show this coming Monday at our usual start time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Come join us. Come join us here in Las Vegas for the Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun here, that's for sure. All right, now let's go to John Lindo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Can you imagine if you had to use a credit card to buy the hot dogs here at the South Point, at the hot dog stand?
There's a saying in the casinos, Ralph, money plays.
That's right. That's for sure. Anyhow, I guess that's the wave of the future, and they're testing it out. That's for sure at Saratoga. But for the most part, right now, Santa Anita is still accepting cash at all the places that you need to pay for something. That's for sure. But it looks like it's going to be a really good weekend cards at Santa Anita this weekend leading up to Memorial Day.
So far, so good. Like Jonathan said, the Santa Anita card is very good tomorrow. I like the sequence. They've moved the prohibitive favorites out of the pick six sequence. Sunday's card looks good, 10 races each day. And we'll draw today for Memorial Day Monday, where we'll have a couple of grade 1 races in there. So overall, I think we're going to have a good weekend of racing at Santa Anita, and the weather ought to be perfect.
And, of course, the Santa Margarita is coming up on, I believe, Sunday. And that is, of course, a major race for the older fillies and mares on the main track. They got a short field of 5, but it is sure competitive, and it is a quality field of 5. The one is Henny's Crazy Train, Hector Barrios for John Sadler, the 2 Super Shine, an Argentinian horse, Frankie Dettori for Phil D'Amato. And remember, folks, this is on the main track as well. So just keep that in mind. The 3 is Coffee in Bed. That's the horse that will take a lot of play. Mike Smith for Richard Mandela. The 4, Blue Dream Machine. Kyle Frey for Richard Baltus, who is, as Richie said, going hot. And the 5 is Adair Manor. Juan Hernandez for Bob Baffert. So this is going to be a good race. Compact, but good.
Well, Dare Manor comes off a win in the Apple Blossom at Oaklawn Park. She loves Santa Anita. She's the defending champion. She won the Santa Margarita last year by a distance. And if she wins Sunday, she'll be the first filly since Bayacoa to win it in back-to-back years.
You know, John, in the race at the Oaklawn Park, as she has in many of her other races, she's really not been contested early. She got a chance to get out and start just in a nice rhythmic gallop out there. She has a high, galloping speed. I mean, she has a high speed of rating out there. But I guess we're looking for somebody someday to try to challenge her early.
Well, that's the thing. You better take the fight to her, because if you let her dictate the pace, the game's all over. She's a big, strong filly, and once she gets into that rhythm, like you say, she's got that cruising speed, and she'll carry it. So it's up to one of the others to make a commitment to go. But, with the Dare Manor drawn on the outside post, if somebody decides to go on a suicide mission, she can just sit out in the clear. So a lot of things in her favor in the Santa Margarita on Sunday.
Now that where we hopefully will be out of the pick 6 sequence as well.
I don't remember what race it was drawn. I haven't looked at it yet. I have the interest, but I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, well, let's hope that they did what they did on Saturday for that on Sunday as well. And then, of course, tomorrow we got the legend in his own time.
The Chosen Brawn is back, a field of 5, no show wagering. And again, he drew the rail. They did him no favors there. And we'll see. It's just a matter of, when you look this horse in the eye, he looks you back and he just kind of spits on you. So he's fun to watch because he's competitive and he's just a warrior.
Yeah, no question about it. He's a fun horse to watch and certainly watch race. Hey, we got an update on jockey trainers?
We do. Going into this week, we have a new leader in the jock standings. Antonio Friese is the leading rider. He's got 17 winners. Kyle Frey's in second with 15. Edwin Maldonado won 3 races Sunday. He's tied with Juan Hernandez for third with 14 winners. As far as the trainers go, Mark Glatz, the leading trainer, he's got 11 wins. Phil D'Amato's second with 9. And then you have Steve Knapp, who won 6 races last week. He's got 7 overall, tied for third with John Sadler.
And I believe Knapp got those 6 races by winning 3 each on 2 separate days, right?
Right, 3 on last Friday, 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, he's batting. He's batting as good as the favorites. What about the favorites?
Well, favorites won 6 races on Sunday, but that just moved their total up to 32% for this meet. So they've been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, well, no crocodile tears here, that's for sure.
I'm not apologizing either.
That's for sure. Lindo Report is going to be available for Santa Anita both today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. The Lindo Report going to be covering Santa Anita races all through and including the Memorial Day holiday right here. You get it each day, the full, complete Lindo Report, picks in all the races, a suggested late pick 4, and all that goodie information, some of it which we just talked about. All of that on one sheet. The Lindo Report is available only in one place in this gaming capital, even for this holiday weekend, and it's right here at the South Point Racebook. It is complimentary and free of charge to the horse players because they love horse players here, and the Lindo Report as well. All right, John, what are we doing today?
Let's go to race 6 at Santa Anita. In race number 6, Hard Money Muchachos has improved since adding blinkers. Loves the Santa Anita main track. Broke his maiden last time. Catches a soft field of non-winners to 2 claimers facing winners today, and should get the same outside pressing trip he used to win last time. So I think everything's on go. 6-1 on the morning line, a very fair price. Number 6, Hard Money Muchachos. Race number 6, Santa Anita.
All right, John, 6th race, you like the 6. Get the Linda Report right now here at the South Point. Thanks a lot, John.
All right, good luck today.
Okay, and we have a Siraco play coming up in that 6th race. Jonathan Ardoon came with another play for us with the scratch earlier. So in the 6th race, he has the 1 Potential Spam. This was the horse. This is the kind of the horse replacing the one that got scratched earlier that he picked. So in the 6th race today, Jonathan likes the 1 Potential Spam. So that leaves the Siraco play in the 6th race between Jonathan and John. The Siraco play is the 1-6 exacta combination. 1-6-6-1 box in the 6th race is the Siraco play. Now we go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralph.
Well, look at this. Oh, I'm handicapping here. I think maybe Jerry's got a tea time getting ready out there.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Friday is a very busy day.
I was going to say, you got
everything.
You got your golf
Just
shirt
looking
on.
good.
Okay, you got your golf shirt
Just
on.
looking good, man. That's it.
All right, okay. Well, that's the first handicapping loser I had for today, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, well, we can get some picks from you.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having a loser. We always have 2 or 3 losers for every good winner.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the way the game goes. So.
All right. So.
By the way, good examples. John picked a horse. I happen to have a star on that horse, the 6th horse in the 6th race.
Oh yeah, you do. Hard Money Muchachos is a star horse on your sheet.
Must be something good about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the 9th at Aqueduct for our first play today. We're on the turf.
Mm-hmm.
2 races are off the turf. This one's on the turf. And Solib, the 7 horse, has an amazing 10-1 morning line on the horse. I sort of make him around a 4-1 shot, maybe 7-2 or something like that. This mare loves the turf, and she handles slightly off turf very, very well. We're sprinting today, which should be right up her bailiwick. I like the 7 in race number 9, a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play the 7 over the 1, 4, 11, 12, do reverses 1, 4, 11, 12 back over the 7. But I'm all about the 7th in the 9th race today. It's the big A.
Well, I got a ding, 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 ding for you, too. Jonathan Ardoon also landed on that horse, so we got a handicapper's good seal of approval in the 9th race at Aqueduct. Both Jonathan and Jerry liked the 7 Solib, number 7 Solib, your feature play. And, of course, Jonathan likes that horse, too. 10-1 on the morning line. We may not get 10-1, but it's a horse that both handicappers come at different intervals.
Yeah, 7-2 would be. I have a feeling Jonathan and I have the same view on it.
Yeah, I do
it's
too.
About back power on the turf.
Yeah,
nice mare.
All right. Wait. Hold on. I want to give them the link ups. You and Jonathan have the 7, but you have the 7 with link ups that include 1, 4, 11, and 12, or 10. 11 and 12.
Well, correct.
Okay. 1, 4, 11, 12. I say that because you're always saying do the reverse as well, and we give you credit for that. So you got the 7 over 1, 4, 11, 12, and reverse in the 9th at Aqueduct. Santa Anita.
Yeah, let's go to the 9th at Santa Anita. Let's say goodnight to them with Uncle Reg, the 2 horse in the 9th race. Only listed at 5-2, and I wouldn't go below 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
But just a nice looking gelding, second off a little freshening.
Sure.
So came back on the 26th of April. Now is running today and looks well posted and fit.
Okay.
I like the 2 over the 3, 6, and 8. 2 small reverses. But the 2, Uncle Reg.
Okay, and that's another ding, 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 because Rich Eng came with that horse as well. So another good housekeeping seal handicapper approval on the 9th at Santa Anita. You and Rich both like the 2. Your link-ups include 3, 6, and 8 and reverse. So we got a couple of Siraco plays and a couple of, horses that they are handicappers are landing on the same horse. Should be a great day of racing out there. All right, we'll be back here tomorrow as we continue on the Memorial Day weekend. One more thing to say, and we all know that the man in the golf shirt's going to say it.
Have a great race day.